can see that.
I've been watching the news all week. There's all sorts of crazy people in the streets. Man, you couldn't get me in those goddamn streets to protest. What would get you in the streets to protest, Woody? Like it wouldn't. It doesn't necessarily.
In a Minnesota
have to,
winter, it would be tricky,
right? Like what would if they're like outlawing the internet or something? like
Right.
they're taking internal combustion vehicles. They're confiscating everyone's cars.
I protested when they removed porn from North Carolina.
Man, as the late great Mitch Hedberg used to say, I'm against protesting. I just don't know how to show it.
Yeah, you wouldn't get me in those Minnesota streets, especially when I saw him shoot that guy in the eye with they say rubber bullet, and I never know what they mean. They need to be a little more specific for me to understand what that means, because that could be anything from a pepper ball all the way up to a 40 millimeter like hard rubbery foam thing that would crack your skull at close range. I couldn't tell what they shot that guy with, but I saw him drop like a sack of potatoes, holding his eyeballs been shot out of his head, and there's like blood running down his face, and they're dragging him like yesterday's garbage. Like they're dragging him by like the back of his collar, like across the parking lot into the federal building or wherever they were. That was pretty rough. And then I heard today they threw a flashbang into a car full of black children.
Yeah, there were 6 kids.
Were there 6 fucking kids in the car?
It might have been 4 kids, and one was a 6-month-old. I'm not positive. But
it was a ton of little kids in a car. Way more, like too many, frankly.
Dude, like so I've had thoughts about this. It's
just like blow your eardrums out.
They always say, "Oh, well, they probably need more training." I'm fucking done with the training talk. That is always just a substitute for what if we gave them even more funding, right? What if they spent 10% more time in training, we increase the staff by 10%. They all get fuck that. They need more consequences. That's what this needs. I've never had a day of training, and I already know not to drag limp bodies and beat them up while they're disabled. I've never had a day of training, and I'm already aware that you don't throw a flashbang into a car filled with kids and babies. It's not a training issue. It's a consequence issue.
True. That shouldn't have happened. There's no excuse for throwing a flashbang into a car full of children. Like there's just not. Like you should know who's in the car before you do it.
They should hold supervisors responsible for hiring maniacs, and they should hold maniacs responsible for being maniacs. I'm fucking fed up with that. They just need more training talk. It's horseshit.
Well, they do though. They don't just need more training, but they do need more training.
Sure. Yeah, reducing it to 47 days is silly.
47 days is such an upsetting number because it probably used to be 50 or 60, and he'd reduced it to 47. There's no way it was 40. And he's like, hey, make it 7 more so it's the number of my presidency. Like, it's such a silly number for something that seems important. It seems that the amount of days that they get trained should be vitally important if they're going to be going door to door with suppressed rifles.
Take off the masks, put on the body cams, add some consequences.
Add the body cams.
Add some consequences, and we'll have a better force.
I definitely think they should all be wearing body cams. I don't know why they're not. I know they don't have to, and I don't like that. I guess it's because they're federal officers and not like police officers or something like that. But, man, it would add a lot to transparency if they just all had a goddamn body cam on.
Yeah, all cops should have to have body cams.
And you should be so well trained before you're operating in like America's neighborhoods with stacked up like a SWAT team with rifles. I wonder if that's the case. It's hard to get real news, but it's like, are the guys with the rifles who are stacked up like a SWAT team who are now invading this home, like clearing it with guns? Did they only have 47 days of training? Did they go from Call of Duty to less than 2 months of training to this? Is that what happened? Because that's crazy to me. Like
a lot of them are former law enforcement or former military. Apparently, that seems to be a big move towards.
But are all of those who are doing what I'm saying specific? They're saying 47 days worth of ICE training, and we've looked at like what it takes to become an ICE agent. They're taking anybody. You've seen some of the fatsos they've got, so clearly there's no physical requirements. But I've seen people with Nazi tattoos and shit, so clearly there's no like moral requirements. I think they're taking anybody and everybody they can, and you're going from Call of Duty, 47 days of training, to patrolling America's neighborhoods with long guns.
Yeah, and it's like, I live in Gainesville, Georgia, which means that like somebody who is here illegally affects my life in a negative way almost every day.
Yep.
But like that level of like military strike on some people who were probably just trying to get by, like, yeah, it's absolutely out of control. Like the level of violence, the lack of oversight, and like you said, stuff like even if your training should be, this is what happens when you throw a flashbang into a car. It blows every eardrum and eye socket out in the car and shatters the window. Like,
there's no reason to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like what were you going to gain by that act? Like it's
getting them out of the car. Like it was definitely that they weren't getting out of the car. Like I guarantee the driver was disobeying commands to get out of the car. Which is one thing. It's like, I always say this, and I don't mean this in a way to excuse the people who throw flashbangs into cars, but you wouldn't have had to get a flashbang into my car to get me out of it. You just had to say, get out once. And whether I was in the wrong or the right wouldn't play into it. I would get out because you have a badge and a gun, and I'm probably, we'll sort this out after we make sure that like, you're not afraid of me. If you're Barney Fife shaking with your hand on the trigger because you think I've got a gun or you think something about me that's crazy, let's dispel all that right away by me being compliant, getting out of the car and say, oh, what's the problem here? How can I comply in a way that won't get me killed? I'm not trying to stand up to you or buck up at you or prove that I'm more of a man than you. I'm trying to survive this encounter with armed law enforcement.
Well, but you're like a person imagining yourself driving through. A lot of these people are trying to obstruct it.
I mean, in any scenario, like I've had guns pulled on me at the post office, when I wasn't expecting it. I complied.
I mean, the state has a monopoly on violence. That's why you have to like treat, even if you're like, I'm totally innocent here, be kid glove mode around cops. Like that's just smart. Whether or not you agree, disagree,
good
morally,
advice.
like that's just be smart.
It's a little different if it's your house. If it's your car, if people don't know, you got to get it. If they say get out of your car, that's a lawful order that you need to comply with. You don't get to be like, no, I don't think so. What's your reasoning for getting me out? Convince me that I should. No. They can just ask you to get out, and that's the end of it. I've looked into it because I've wondered. Every time I get the same answer, you got to get out. But if they say get out of your house, you can say no, thank you. I prefer to keep the door closed, stuff like that. If they don't have a warrant,
don't open the door. They'll stick their foot in it.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know what to do if they put their foot in it. If they put their foot in it, you can't kick their foot out of the door jam. Like, what's your move once they've pulled that? I don't know the answer.
Maybe this is where we circle back to the farting. You cut a raunchy gasser.
Your best bet literally is to call your lawyer at that point and try, because you can't close the door on them, you can't kick their foot out, and they're not going to move it. Like you need legal help right now. Like I saw that question once on one of those YouTube lawyers like Q&A sessions. Like, what if he sticks his foot in your door? Well, you're kind of in a pickle. It's like, fuck. Okay, noted. Don't open the door.
Yeah. I've had several of my VinWiki stories have been stories that involved at some point a cop either like running the numbers on the gun I carry or searching my car or whatever. And there's always people in the comments that are just like, oh, you're a sheep. You gave up your rights, whatever. It's like, look, man, like I'm late to go pick up my girlfriend. I'm already in trouble. This could take 4 hours or this could take 6 minutes, but like they're going to look in your car. Like you can do your sovereign citizen or stand on the Constitution, whatever it is. They're going to keep you there until somebody shows up with a warrant or somebody shows up with a dog. They're going to reach in their pocket and find probable cause. Like they're going to search your car. Like you're not going to walk away with your powdered wig.
Are you going to waste 6 hours for no reason?
Exactly. Path of least resistance. Just make it easy on yourself. Like I believe in the Constitution. I don't want to give up my rights, but like, I know what I can be doing the rest of my evening, and it's not going to be sitting in handcuffs in an ant bed. It's going to be let them run the numbers on my legally owned and obtained gun and be on my way. Like, people escalate stuff, but I've had some instances though with cops. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was on the interstate. I had a pistol in my passenger seat, just sitting in it flat, and a truck driver saw it. He called 911 and said I was brandishing it. I was not. I was driving my fucking car. And I never touched the gun. It'd been sitting in the seat the whole time, but they set up this whole like trap to catch me where they're waiting on the overpasses ahead of me, and they swarm me and pull me over, like two cops with their hands on their guns. And we got out of the car, and they're like, can we search the car? And I'm like, I don't want you to. And he's like, well, we're going to get a dog if you don't let us. And I'm like, well, I don't want your dog scratching my car. So search the car. There's nothing in there. Go for it. And they're just pulling guns out and money, and it looks bad for a while. Like you could tell they're like, we might be on to something here, boss, because there's just so many guns. There's machine guns. There's all sorts of shit. And there's a cashier's check because I was going to buy that boat for like 20, 30 grand or something like that. And they see it because it's just sitting there. They thought they had caught somebody important, but by the end, you get to go away because all your shit's right. I didn't want the dog scratching my car.
Did they say anything else as you departed? We're like, sir, one more piece of advice. Don't buy the boat.